Hello everyone and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I'm here in Whiterun right outside Dragon's Reach. I got Miko, Janassa, and Lydia with me as usual. If you remember in the last installment I finished outfitting Janassa with a pretty nice set of enchanted armor and weaponry. I mean at least as nice as I could get at my current enchantment level, which honestly isn't a lot. But, you know, I'm doing my best. It'll give her a slight leg up in combat. Um,
As if Skyrim didn't
I
have
have a
enough
couple of things in
outsiders.
my inventory that I gotta get rid of, put them in Breeze Home, and then we're gonna take a trek back towards Windhelm, and I am going to give the White Phial back to Norellian, and yeah, we'll finish that quest, and then we'll maybe continue on with the Civil War, based on whatever Ulfric has for us. So, let's see, what do I have? I had some armor, some weapons that I had to get rid of. So, let's see here. Bandana, armor. Had this perfect Nord sword. I got a blade of Whiterun. I got two blades of Whiterun now. I guess, let's see, can I put this here? What will happen if I do? Nice. Fantastic. Put that shield there. What else do I have? Well, I guess I will... Oop, nope, didn't want to do that. Okay, well I have some soul gems on me. I was gonna charge my stuff, but I don't think... I need to. So yeah, this will all go back. Alright, what time is it? I was just looking at it. 8 p.m. Alright. We will sleep, and we'll make the trek in the morning. Alright. Sorry guys. Thank you. Still pretty late at night, but, well, I guess it's very early in the morning, to the point where the sun has not risen yet. But that is okay. Oh damn. I guess there's some more ruin after the battle. Windhelm is that way. Northeast. So that is the way that we will head through the wilderness and beyond. I guess since we have a bit of a trek ahead of us, I'll just wax about my life, you know? Because why not? Usually wandering around in Skyrim kind of gets me wanting to talk about that sort of thing. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of, like, soul searching lately. I guess you could call it that. Of just wondering, like, you know, why am I the way that I am? Which, you know, is maybe a heavier topic than you want to listen to while watching this, and if so, then just skip ahead to a point where I'm not talking about it. Oh, hello.
Hey, unblooded.
Yeah?
Damn faithless Imperials. Talos guide you.
Okay, man. Whatever. Yeah, and I've basically just been wondering, like, you know, why... Because I've been extremely depressed for, like, a long time. For years, but the last, like, 6 or so months have been, like, the worst of it. Maybe, like, I would say towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year, and it had pretty much nothing to do with seasonal depression. I mean, maybe it had some effect, but I can honestly say that it was one of the worst periods I've ever had. And I just kind of had this realization that, like, when I first moved away from where I'm from, which is Newfoundland, and I first moved to Montreal, I did so because partially I was, like, running away from certain things in my life that I didn't want to face. And I guess I had maybe started to face some of those things, but I hadn't quite gotten to a point where I was, like, actually genuinely confronting the worst things about myself. So when I moved here, I kind of came here with, like, renewed purpose. I came here with the intent to change myself, to make myself the best version of myself that I possibly could. And I was doing really well at that for quite a while. I was, like, eating healthily, and I was exercising. I was going for long walks all the time. I was engaging in hobbies that I really cared about and wanted to get better at. I was developing, a lot of different artistic skills and really trying to do a lot of work to improve myself at that. I was going out a lot. I was meeting new people. I was making new friends. I was, like, pursuing romantic interests. I was just trying to get, like, more life experience. And I was kind of in this mindset of, like, just, like, say yes to every opportunity that comes. That didn't last because there's some things where I was like, well, that's just, like, totally unfeasible for me to do at the current point that I'm at in my life. But then, somewhere along the way, COVID happened, and I think COVID broke a lot of people's brains, and it broke people's brains in a number of different ways, depending on, a number of different factors, like who you are and what your social circle is, and, like, what you do for a job, and this, that, and the other thing, your worldview, your political beliefs, your dreams, your aspirations, like, all these things would have an effect on how COVID affected you directly, right? And for me, one thing that happened was, aside from just, like, the generalized trauma, like the collective group trauma. Oh, jeez. Spriggan. Have that be. Yeah. Good job. Gives that taproot. Yeah, the generalized group trauma, the national, international level of trauma that was experienced during that several year-long period, which, is still happening. Like, COVID is still a thing. It hasn't gone away. It's with us now forever. It would break you in a number of different ways, right? And for me, what it did was I had this really weird reaction to it where suddenly I stopped developing confidence for myself, and I turned around and reverted to a past version of myself because I was no longer able to do the things that I was doing that were instilling confidence in myself. Because, like, really what I was trying to do was, like, I was trying to build a foundation in my life of self-worth and, having high self-esteem and believing myself and knowing myself to be, like, a good person who is talented and deserving of a good life. Because for the longest time in my life, I mean, like, from the point when I was, like, a child, I didn't believe any of those things. Well into when I was a teenager and then into my early 20s, I was just very, very down on myself, had an incredibly negative self-image. And that affects your life in, like, really profoundly dark ways. So, yeah, when I first moved to Montreal, my main goal was to establish, like, that foundation of confidence, and, like, it was intentional. I was doing things with that in mind. Like, yeah, this is going to help me to actually feel good about who I am as a person and to accept myself for myself. And when COVID happened, that foundation just crumbled. It crumbled away entirely, and I don't really know what was the specific factor in it. Maybe it was the fact that everyone in my life was, like, staying at home doing whatever because they were getting CERB, you know, the Canadian Emergency Relief Benefit that was given out by the Canadian government during that time period. And me, I was still at work. I was still going to my regular ass job every fucking day, doing the same job every single fucking day, and just kind of like feeling very isolated because of that. It was almost like I was jealous, you know, all these people were staying home getting paid, and here I am like just at my fucking job and then taking an Uber to and from work every day and then not being able to go out and do anything after. Like, you know, that is a really fucking dark way to just spend your life, you know? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, we got an assassin. What's up, assassin? Nice. I should probably have healing out. Dark Brotherhood Assassin Note, Lockpicks, 5 Septums, Weak Fear Poison, 30 Carat Ruby, and I'm going to take all your Dark Brotherhood armor. Let's see, which way are we going? Okay, I'm going a little bit too far north. I gotta go this way. But yeah, so I reverted to a past version of myself where I was being a people pleaser. I was doing things specifically because, you know, other people had asked me to do them, and I wasn't doing it because I wanted to. I was doing it because I wanted other people to have a positive perception of me, which, you know, is normal to a certain extent, but when you start sacrificing your own wants and desires for the benefit of other people, you really need to take a step back and understand that that's not a healthy thing to do for your own psyche, you know? And all it will do, in fact, is hinder you from, obviously, achieving the goals that you want to achieve. It will hinder you from becoming the person that you want to become. And so yeah, for several years now, I've just been in that mindset of like, you know, I'm doing things to try and like, you know, make myself seem cooler to others instead of doing things because I wanted to do them. And it took me a long time to come out of that and to realize that I was doing that to begin with. But the positive thing is that I finally realized it. And once you realize that, it is a lot easier to actually start making changes in your life to not be like that anymore. To yeah, become the best version of yourself. And so that's what I'm doing now. Now I'm trying to remove this foundation. I've destroyed this foundation of people pleasing, of doing things just for the benefit of others, and I am instead doing things because I specifically want to do them, because I want to live a long and healthy and happy life doing the things that I want to do, and I don't want to miss out on experiences just because I followed others. Here's Maik. Let's talk to Maik.
Don't try blocking if you have 2 weapons. You will only get confused. Much better to hit twice anyway.
True.
Mike knows many things, no?
You do, Maik. You're very intelligent.
Some like taking friends on adventures. Mike thinks being alone is better. Less arguing about splitting treasure.
I like my companions enough.
Mike is tired now. Go bother somebody else.
Alright, Maik. Have a nice day. I'll see you around again at some point. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been. That's kind of like the major life development that I've experienced over the last, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, really. I know that doesn't sound like a lot of time, but it's only because, like, that's genuinely how fucking long it took for me to realize that I was my own worst enemy. I mean, I think, you know, part of me always knew. I think I always was aware of this, but it was in my subconscious. It was something that I was pretending to not know. I was ignoring it. And now I've gotten to a point of just saying, like, you know, there's no more ignoring. You know, the time is here and now for me to live this life. It's the whole, you know, seize the day, carpe diem fucking mantra, and this is what it means. You know, you only get one life. Not to use the cliched fucking millennial term of YOLO, but it's true. You only have one life, and like, what are you doing with it? You know. And me, I want to do. I want to do what I want to do. You know, not what other people want to do. And maybe that sounds selfish, but I'm not trying to say it in a selfish way. I just mean, like, you know, to a degree, you have to put yourself first, or otherwise you're just going to be fucking miserable. So yeah, I'm making changes in my life. I'm becoming happier. I'm becoming healthier. I'm becoming more mentally stable, which is really nice. I no longer have a desire, like an intense desire, to just like off myself every other fucking day. I feel like, you know, my mood swings are leveling out, and yeah,
Use my good hammer.
it's really nice, man. I gotta say.
God watch over
And
you,
anyway,
my friend.
here we are. We're at the White Phial. Let's go turn in to Norellian and see what he has to say.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away.
Quintus, my good man.
My master can be a bit short-tempered, but I've learned so much from him.
Where is he? Where is the old man? Or the old Mur?
I'll never have Master Norellian's skill with potions.
Suppose he's upstairs? He's in a chair.
I
Norellian.
don't appreciate loiterers, if that's what you're here to do.
Oh, it's not.
Must you bother me now? I've almost figured out where it is.
I brought the file, but it's damaged.
This it matches every description of the file that I've found in lore. But if it can't hold liquid, there's no way of knowing. How did you manage to damage it then? This is what I get for not retrieving it myself.
It was like this when I found it.
Figures. I doubt you have sufficient knowledge to harm the file, even if you wanted to. Either way, this is the end of it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm not quite in the mood to entertain guests. I trust you can show yourself out. Here's for your trouble.
Oh. 5 septums, dude? Jesus. You know, I had to kill a Draugr overlord. Curalmil was a Draugr overlord, Norellian. Jeez. Thankless bastard.
Thank you for your help. I know my master can be a bit short at times.
I was happy to help. Norellium only gave me 5 septums.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Even though the file was damaged, I still think your efforts deserve reward. Now, if you'll pardon me, I'm going to tend to Norellian. I can make his final days a bit less painful.
Final days? Hey, okay, thank you, Quintus. I appreciate it. Alright. Let's see here. Liberation of Skyrim. Report to Ulfric Stormcloak.
No glory in war. It's just something they tell soldiers so they'll risk their lives.
You're right about that, man.
Everyone says Yorland Greymane.
Alright, to the Palace of the Kings.
Lightly